Anna Gasparian, your response to Mike Pence there, laying out a moral and legal justification for these attacks on Iran.
First, I would like to ask Goldie whether she apologizes for laughing as Cenk Uygur, on the last episode he was on, was talking about dead American soldiers as a result of wars that the U.S. gets dragged into on behalf of Israel. Goldie, do you apologize for laughing at the thought of dead American soldiers?
Anna, no one's buying your jihadi propaganda lies. Everyone knows that Elika and I were laughing
at it's jihadi propaganda to be concerned about dead American soldiers who were forced to fight on behalf of Israel. Interesting. Okay, my view of this current war against Iran is that Iran did not pose a threat to the United States. Their ballistic missiles did not have the capability to reach the United States. And the notion that this was all about Iran's weapons was a lie from the very beginning. This is about a regime change war on behalf of Israel. Israel would like to be the hegemon in the Middle East. And the United States is spilling blood and basically using its treasure to help Israel build an empire that I guarantee you will turn around and, well, we'll suffer the consequences of that at some point. But we're suffering the consequences of it right now. I mean, the first thing Israel did is strike an Iranian girls' school, killing 175 people. That's according to the New York Times, which typically likes to bury the wrongdoings of the Israeli government and military. I don't see this as a just war. I don't think that President Donald Trump has a plan for what happens following the slaughter of the Ayatollah or the destruction of the Iranian regime. In fact, he has said as much. He said it is not the U.S.'s job to figure out who leads Iran next, which means that there will be a power vacuum. And we know how that plays out in other countries where we've done similar things. And in regard to Syria, let's not mistake what actually happened in Syria. Okay, the Obama administration began arming al-Qaeda terrorists who actually fought our soldiers in Iraq. And now we have a supposedly former al-Qaeda terrorist as the leader of Syria. We didn't do good things in the Middle East, including in Syria. So Mike Pence is a complete and utter joke in what he said during that interview.
Anna, please quit using the tropes on American soldiers. I've had to bury 7 American soldiers. They went into the battlefield.
How is it a trope? How is it a trope? How is it a trope to see American soldiers die on behalf of Israel's wars? How is that a trope? Explain that to me.
Nobody's dying on behalf of Israel.
I'm not going to dignify that with a response.
Let me read you what Israeli media has been saying. So American soldiers came under friendly fire in Kuwait. I don't know if any of them have died. Hopefully none of them have died. But on Channel 12, Niv Raskin said this: "We need to emphasize this is an incident involving American forces and not, heaven forbid, an incident involving Israeli forces."
And why is he representative of anything, Anna? Who makes him representative of anything? Why are you cherry-picking him?
This is a huge figure in Israeli media.
No,
saying
he's not
this
a
out
huge
loud.
figure. He's a talking head on
Sacrificing
a
American
morning
soldiers
show.
is totally okay, I guess.
Well, okay. Look, I want to bring in. I want to bring in.
I would like him to answer my question. Why is that considered a trope?
Okay.
Why is it considered a trope to be concerned about American soldiers during these endless, nonsensical wars? Why is that considered a trope?
How many times have you gone to Arlington and paid your respect to American heroes?
I'm not talking to you, Conriquez, you terrorist piece of crap. I'm talking to the general.
Okay,
tell me why that's
please keep the ad hominem down.
Have you honored the memory of fallen American soldiers?
Can we go back to the?
Answer the question.
Can I bring some order to this, please? Now, Jonathan, let me conduct the panel, please, because Glenn's been waiting very patiently. Before I come to you, Glenn, and I will give you plenty of time to speak, I can promise you that. General, just explain why you consider that to be a trope. And secondly, I was really struck by this friendly fire incident because I can't remember, I'm sure you will be able to correct me here, but has it ever happened before that 3 American fighter jets have all been downed in a friendly fire incident, apparently here by Kuwaiti forces by mistake as they went over Kuwaiti airspace? Can you remember 3 American fighter jets going down in friendly fire in one incident?
No. And I'm sure those Kuwaiti soldiers that fired those shots will remember that for the rest of their lives. Luckily, none of the soldiers, none of the airmen were killed. They got out of their aircraft. alive and relatively unhurt. We call it the fog of war.
Yeah, and in relation to the
why is it a trope?
Fact you think it's a I think be fair to Anna Kasparin, just answer her question why you view that as a trope, what she said.
I'm not going to dignify it with a response.
You just want to smear me with nonsensical claims, but you can't even answer why you even believe in the smear. What is the trope? You can't answer it, right?
I'll tell you
being
why.
concerned about Americans dying on behalf of
I want to come to Glenn.
Apparently a trope. Everything that offends Israel is a trope.
Hypocrite.
Your colleague Cenk Uygur, who you referenced at the top of the show, he did a tweet which even I recoiled at. I like Cenk a lot, but he called the Ayatollah courageous because he hadn't gone on his knees to Israel. Did you agree? I mean, do you think the Ayatollah Khamenei was a courageous man?
Well, he never capitulated to the Israelis, and we live under a government where, regardless of which party is in power, is on its knees on behalf of Israel. So I understand what he's talking about. He's talking about government leaders, a country's leader in the case of Iran. As much as I did not agree with the Ayatollah, I'm not a religious person, and I certainly don't like extremism or supremacy of any kind. The fact of the matter is he didn't embarrass his people by getting down on his knees to pleasure Israel, as our leaders here in the United States do. So I understand the point that he was trying to make. And I think if you talk to a lot of Americans, they are embarrassed by the fact that our leadership rarely represents our best interests and seems to prioritize the best interests of Israel in every instance. And I think that what we're experiencing right now is a good example of that.
آنچه در مورد ما میگویند